Hey, Jimmy, you feeling better, aren't you? Come here. You feeling
Hey
better?
friends, welcome to the channel. In this video, I want to share an experience about Jimmy getting sick, and it was a stomach issue, so he had been throwing up and having diarrhea in the past few days. We took him to the vet, and we also learned something through the vet and through our experience trying to deal with his stomach issue. I want to share with you all about the experience and what did the vet say, what did we do, so hopefully you all can learn something from our experience as well. Here's what happened. We took Jimmy to a forest on last Thursday, and then he was rolling on an unknown animal's poop. It was not a dog's poop. We suspect it can be a mountain lion, or maybe it's deer or it's bear. We don't know what kind of poop it was, but it was very, very stink. Jimmy had the poop all over his face and his muzzles. He was very happy though. And so we brought Jimmy home. We give him a shower. We even have to shave part of his fur on the side because the poop was very, very sticky. And if we don't shave the hair off, we cannot get the poop off. After that incident, the next day,
You're not feeling well, aren't you? I know.
Jimmy started to acting a little weird. He was a bit uneasy during the morning. He couldn't sleep at night. He had a few throw up series where it seems like he just cannot digest food. But what worries me the most was his diarrhea. And he's always really good with his digestion and all that. But he starts to have diarrhea when I take him on his morning walks, and the diarrhea it looks like there's a little blood, there's a little jello feeling thing. It looks really bad, and it just doesn't look normal. We decide to wait it out a little bit, so we waited for over 2 days to see whether the symptom will get better on its own, and it didn't. So that's really prompt us to take Jimmy to the vet to do a official checkup, because I was concerned maybe he has some either maybe it's parasite from the poop, or maybe it was just germs or some other infection. I don't know, and we couldn't just baby it on our own. So that's why we decided to take Jimmy to the vet. So what happened with the vet was the vet gave Jimmy just a regular exam. There are a few options for the treatment. The vet did ask us how frequent did Jimmy throw up, and I replied, not much. He threw up maybe twice a day. And the vet also examined his whole front body and examined his belly area to ensure there's no foreign object that's logged in his digestive tracts. So that diagnose was able to help us rule out, based on the vet, there shouldn't have any foreign object within Jimmy. So that's one elimination. And then the second one, the vet recommend us to bring his poop and his throw up content, and we did. So this is another thing to keep in mind. If your dog is having these diarrhea or if he's throwing up, making sure you're keeping those content if you do decide to go to the vet, because those content will help the vet to either they can do the lab on their facility, or they need to send it to the lab to diagnose whether there's either parasite or something wrong within their system. So we give the vet both his poop in the thing that he threw up. So vet will take that back, and the result came back. It turns out there's no parasite. There was not really much issue in his poop. So it ended up the vet prescribed us antibiotics that will in general, whenever you have some issues with the body, antibiotics typically will just kills everything. So that's pretty normal. The vet also prescribed us a pill. It's anti-nauseous pill that will just prevent him throw up. And the other thing that the vet prescribed was probiotics, which is the first time I learned. Oh, okay, dog, they can eat probiotics too. The vet mentioned that probiotics is designed for the dog and it's different than what human eats, which I don't know how it can be much different, because I feel a lot of drugs for the dogs, it's actually very similar to the human drugs too. But we trust the vet's professional, so we did decide to take the probiotics too, just to help Jimmy's stomach to maybe rebuild a good environment to fight off whatever weird thing that's going on. Afterwards, we go on the Amazon website and we realize, wow, dog probiotics is such a big thing. There are quite a few different brands, and it seems like it's largely popular. I think if next time Jimmy has these sorts of issue, we probably will try to give Jimmy probiotics and maybe a little yogurt first to try to baby it and see if it cures on its own. But if not, obviously, if your dog continue to have issues for, I would say, over 2 days and things doesn't get better, you do want to make sure you take the dog to a professional vet to get it checked up. Anyways, Jimmy is now, and the vet also recommend us to just feed him very simple food. So that include simple cooked white rice and just a little turkey. So what we did, we just cook the rice and turkey together, we steam it, and that's it. Obviously, no seasoning, nothing. The vet recommend a 3-to-1 portion, so that means 3 is the rice, 1 is turkey. Because when their system is weak, you wanna making sure you're introducing some very simple, easy to digest ingredients. I asked the vet whether we can feed him oatmeal because we have oatmeal at home, and the vet discouraged feeding oatmeal. She mentioned oatmeal might be a bit more hard to digest compared to white rice. So that's what we end up with. We've been giving Jimmy the white rice with a little turkey. We start to also add a little kibbles a few days later now that he is feeling better. So it seems like that really did the trick. Jimmy, he's currently still on twice a day antibiotics. He's no longer on the anti-nauseous pill. He is also on probiotics once a day, just to, again, making sure he can rebuild a very strong stomach so he can fight off whatever is going on in his system. His energy has been going back. He seems a little more naughty and he looks happier now. I am very happy to see him more back to normal now, and just realize how important he is. He really is a family member of our family, and just glad he is feeling better. And well, thank you all for tuning in. I hope your dog will never have something like this happen, but if it does, which I think it's actually pretty common problem with the dogs, Just again, give the dog probiotics, see if it cures itself. But if it's not, do making sure you're taking your dog to the vet at least after 2 days if situation not getting better. Well, that's it for today. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you next time.